Welcome to Brother Miller's Notes. Now, this is an addendum to Matthew chapter 7. Just one extra thought that I wanted to add, and that's why it's a Wednesday release. It's been said, by Jafar on a Disney movie, you've heard of the golden rule, haven't you? Whosoever has the gold makes the rule. Well, I know that's not the golden rule from what Christ said. So in everything, do to others what you'd have them do to you. For this sums up the law and the prophets. That golden rule is an eternal truth. It's a truth that is had all over the world. I don't know if you've ever looked at it, but most every religion in the entire world has that rule in one form or another. It's one of those truths that you just feel, like the feeling that you know that you're a child of God. Here's a couple that are just kind of focusing. Get the Luke 6:31. As you would do that men should do unto you, do you likewise unto them. Now, a couple of the religions. Here's their version of that same golden rule. None of you will believe until you love your brother with that love for yourself. Or, do not unto others what you would not have them do unto you. Another one. Hurt not in ways that you yourself would find hurtful. Or, one last one. What is hateful to you, do not do to your neighbor. This is one of those examples of a truth that belongs to the gospel. Brigham Young talked about these truths that are all over the place and belongs to what we believe in. So he'll use the phrase Mormonism. So Brigham Young's quote from many years ago, Mormonism, so-called, embraces every principle pertaining to life and salvation for time and eternity, no matter who has it. If the infidel has got truth, it belongs to Mormonism. The truth and sound doctrine possessed by the sectarian world, as they have a great deal, all belong to this church. For as for their mortality, many of them are, morally, just as good as we are. All that is good, lovely, and praiseworthy belongs to this church and kingdom. Mormonism includes all truth. There is no truth but what belongs to the gospel. It is life, life eternal. It is bliss. It is the fullness of all things in the gods and in the eternities of the gods. I just love this principle, and I thought a lot about recently. Just so you know, I had a heart attack a few months ago. And as I laid in bed, especially that first night in the hospital, awaiting surgery, this thought of, hey, do unto others as you would have them do unto you, did not apply to me at all. Because quite frankly, I was in pain, I was uncomfortable, and I, no offense, didn't want to be there. Didn't want that to be happening to me. If I was doing unto others, here's what they would have done to me. My thoughts specifically were, just leave me alone. I'm tired, I'm in pain, and I want to sleep. Leave me alone, and I'll leave you alone. There's the golden rule applied to me in the hospital. But my nurses would have none of that. Their attitude was, hey, I will visit you each and every hour, at least once a time an hour. And they would. Not the golden rule. Eventually, as I was there, and maybe a little, I know what the nurses were doing. And eventually, I knew the nurses knew better. They knew what was good for me, and I'm grateful for their informed approach. So as I read Matthew chapter 7, verse 12, the golden rule, I thought sometimes in life, maybe I would like others to leave me alone. Maybe I would like to go and have nobody there. You ever thought of going to Costco with no one there? It would be a different experience. But sometimes I don't think that's the right approach. For me, if this is the golden rule, one author named this next one as the platinum rule. For them, a little bit more valuable. Therefore, all things whatsoever you would, that God would have you do ye even so to them. So that's my little thought added in my addendum. I think there is, for me, that higher rule. Don't just do what you would have them do, because sometimes I just want to be left alone. Sometimes I just want to exercise and be in the zone. But sometimes maybe you're in the, it's like a recent general conference address, you're in the supermarket checkout line and God says, do this to someone else, even though you would rather just be out of the line and be gone. It really is a Spirit-led, Spirit-directed life if you're doing to others what God would have you do to them. And a part of that encouragement is by President Nelson. He has said, my beloved brothers and sisters, I plead with you to increase your spiritual capacity, to receive revelation. Choose to do the spiritual work required to enjoy the gift of the Holy Ghost and hear the voice of the Spirit more frequently and more clearly. And that's what I hope to do, and do to others as God would have me do to them. Have a great day. Keep smiling.